What's up, Lucky Gamers? It's Lucky Lux, and today we're going to be talking about Nina. She just dropped an Artery Gear the other day. I finally got her. I've upgraded her a little bit. Don't have her maxed out, so I don't want to do a full DPS showcase because that's not going to give her proper showing, right? Just going to be talking about like who you could possibly use her with, what like if she's worth it or not, right? If you should pull for her and everything like that. So if you guys like this video, please hit the like button, comment down below what you guys think, and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to see more Artery Gear content. Anyways, let's go ahead and hop into the video. Alright guys, so this is my Nina. She's level 57, so not too far away from max level, so you can kind of see a rough idea of what she's looking at. I don't have her tech upgraded all the way either, so that's why I'm not doing a showcase, because that's just missing DPS. Her data linkage, I actually didn't plan for this to happen. It just did. I should have kept her at just rank 0 just for the sake of testing and stuff, but I was just so excited. I went ahead and upgraded it, so she might be a little bit stronger whenever we test her, right? But one of her best stats for her is going to be her attack. She has a really nice high base attack. Her speed, not that great. So you're really not going to be building a speed set on her because she can't really abuse that. She's going to want to use her attack, right? And that goes with her kit. She has a high damage, high burst kit, right? So let's look at her S1. It's going to start out doing 128% attack with a 50% chance of causing feeble, which feeble means they basically can't get any more buffs after you put this on them. So you can block them from getting any other little buffs that they get like for themselves, basically, or if they want to do a team-wide one, depending on how fast you want to make your Nina. You can get the damage up to like 150 plus, which is still really good, right? For a single target, just active skill, your basic attack, not bad. Her passive is where things get really interesting. She gathers lightning, resets the cooldown of her ult, gets a bonus turn, gains attack boost and crit damage boost for 2 turns. You can lower this down to 4 turns. So she'll get a 50% attack boost, a 50% crit damage boost, and an additional turn. And then on her S3, this is the big DPS. I actually maxed this out. It maxes out at 253% of attack. Single target ability sits at 5 turns. It's pretty much a nuke. Increases the accuracy of this move by 50%. Basically making sure it doesn't miss the target, right? Where you just get that less damage. And then upon killing a target, reduce the Dawn's cooldown by 2 turns, which is going to be her passive. So if you get this down, right, to 4 turns when you upgrade it, you kill something with this, then you lower, then by the time the boost here is done, then you turn cycle and you'll always pretty much have your crit damage boost and attack boost that you have. And remember, when you use this, you reset the cooldown of this ability, right? So really high burst. The accuracy helps to where if you're going against a unit who is opposite of your color, right? If you're fighting a blue unit, you can actually have a greater chance at hitting this and not just completely just whiffing it, right? So really high burst. So what does this mean for her? Like what is her kit? How do you want to use it, right? So depending on who you have in your party or your team, depends on what you want to do. All right, guys, so I'm just going to show you a way that you could use her. I know a lot of you guys have Alice. So what Alice does, of course, is she can give you a bonus turn, which is really effective because you give yourself a bonus turn. So you could basically S3, get another turn, S2, and then S3 again because of the reset. So let me show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. It's pretty nice for getting some just big DPS off, right? So, all right, so let's let them attack real quick because they're just a little bit faster. But you're going to S2 into your Nina, and then you're going to hit the S3. That is a mini. Hopefully I don't one-shot this enemy. I took off all her gear, but I hope she's not still too strong. But beautiful animation. Okay, good. Didn't hit for anything. So then after you do the S3, you do the S2. You get the buff, attack buff, crit damage buff. And now you S3 again. And so that's back-to-back S3s. The first one's not going to hit as hard, right? But then the second one is going to be where your main damage is. And then you still have enough time to get a S1 off with the boost. And then there you go. All right, and so that's pretty much a way that you could use her with Alice. Of course, if you have anybody who can do an AP push, this is decent as well to do it this way. Yes, even though the S2 does give you an extra turn, bonus turn, attack boost, crit damage boost, some of you might thinking, well, wouldn't I want to start with the S2 first? No, it messes up everything, because what's the point of resetting your ult if you haven't used your ult? You might as well get one off early, right? S2, and then you get the stronger ult with the attack buff and the crit damage buff, and you have it the buff for longer. That way you can S1, right? So that is the way I've seen it work the best. If you're wanting a like skill priority level up, right? I went into the ult because that is what you honestly are going to be doing damage with if you're trying to use her for PvE. For PvP, also you could use it because you want to get a kill with it, right? The S2 is really good to invest into. Gives you put it down to 4 turns. You're able to keep up your buffs a lot better, right? But it is also 7 skill upgrades, and that is a little hefty. So it just depends on what you want. And then of course, like the S1, it's just like there if you want it to, just to get extra damage. I'm upgrading into it because that's just more damage for PvE. But for like PvP, it's most likely not necessary because you've already nuked 2 people with her ult, and honestly, you should be good. In PvP, she's a really strong character, with most people having Timmy, Alice, right? So you can use whoever you want. You can have Nina to pretty much nuke whoever you need before you have your cleaver come in if you want, right? Let's say you're using Grace, Ruri, or anybody, and they have like a Dean, Adela, or some green unit that's a problem. You can nuke them with Nina. You can also nuke Reds with Nina. So you can nuke anybody who is a tank who is a problem. They can't really withstand that much damage, especially with the crit damage boost that's new for us. That puts her at a pretty decent, like almost 300% if you're building her right. You could even push past that depending on how good of gear you have, right? So very possible to put out a high amount of single target damage. On her technology, she does have some decent upgrades. She has extra attack, tech 1, extra attack. The tech 3 is what gives her the crit damage boost, so you do want to rush to that. Tech 4, you get more crit, more attack, and more attack. This is what pushes her attack because you need her to nuke any and everything that comes her way. So you just want to make sure that you just have her maxed out with some pretty decent attack set gear, right? We get the free attack set gear. You also have this new crit gear, which is really good. It can get you it can get, if you fully upgraded to tech 4, the crit gear full set, right, will put you at over 100% of crit, because I'm sitting here with 93%, and if I do my tech 4 upgrade, it would put me over, right? So that would give me 100% crit for her, which would be decent. 4,000 attack, I do want to push that a little higher, so I'm not exactly happy with this. The crit damage, I also want that to be higher, because it doesn't quite push 300%. That's what I really want for her, right? So this isn't exactly what I really want gear wise, but it's not perfect, right? This is just gear that was given to us. So you can definitely work with what you have and get a lot of content done, right? Now, in terms of viability, right? All of you guys are asking, okay, all these stats are really good. Where can I use her, right? So you have to think possible locations that you can use her in. For PvE bosses, you can use her on Centaur. I've done it. Basically, you just have Chihaya do the defense break. You still have Alice, right? Then you have Nina go in with Alice, Chihaya having the defense break. You do a huge nuke. You just want to have somebody else either give you another push or have another damage dealer to finish Centaur off, because you're pretty much fighting with limited debuffs. So you do want to think about that, either using like Kana or Korax to kind of like push back Centaur to help you out. In Iron Maiden, you could use this as a nuke, single target nuke, and try to nuke Iron Maiden down, right? Whenever you get a defense break and you have the anti-heal on, possibly you can use her there. For Harpist, I mean, she gets countered, right? With blue versus red, wouldn't use her here. And then for the Octopus, it's mostly an AoE fight, so I wouldn't really bring her here. And then for the Dark Zone, for the bosses that I know I've fought before, you can use her on this first boss because this boss is a green. This boss is a red, so you could also possibly use her against this boss if you get a good defense break and a good amount of DPS. It's a possibility. Those are two bosses I haven't even fought yet because I'm still working on the Executioner. But depending on the elements, you really only want to fight red and green. Of course, green being the better option for you. All right, so with all that being said, honestly, this character is going to be a skip for most free-to-play players. If she's a waifu for you and you're a waifu chaser, go ahead. The reason why I say that is that reds are just not needed right now in the game. We don't have a lot of green bosses that we honestly have to stress about fighting. We have the Dark Zone, where that's a hard green boss, but you can just Roko cheese that. We have the Iron Maiden, which you can just Roko cheese that with anti-heal, right? We have Centaur, which most people have Ginga, and there's no way that, you know, Nina can really replace Ginga right now because Ginga just does a lot of damage. Now, I haven't tested Nina out at her full max potential, right, as I do have on my main account. So it's going to be a little while before I can give the final verdict if, you know, Nina is a decent like Centaur replacement for Ginga, right? It's just Ginga is just easier to work with her being also a blue. But there's just no content for Nina in PvE for her to be necessary. So that's why I'm going to say it's a skip there. For PvP, the meta is honestly speed cleave. Single target users just honestly stand out. You just get either outsped or you just get outcleaved. You can't do enough damage. Nina can do the damage. She can kill 2 targets whenever, you know, there's an Alice on the team. The only thing is, like, it's just if you want to do something different, right? Like having if you can do all of that and make Nina work, then you could also just do that with a cleaver. If you want to do something different, that's pretty much it. So yeah, guys, that's sadly to say, she is a skip for if you're free to play. If you're a waifu chaser, go ahead. I do really love the character. I love what she has. It's just unfortunate that just reds just don't fit into the meta right now. But as we, you know, further into the game, we get, you know, a couple more green bosses, then she's going to rise to the top. But guys, this is pretty much all I have for Nina. If you guys want to see more of her, I do stream on Twitch at twitch.tv, Lucky Lex Gaming. Also, you can hop into my Discord where we talk Artery Gear. I have a whole channel dedicated for it, so you can hang out there. But anyways, guys, if you like this video, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys want to see more Artery Gear content, and please comment down below what you guys think about Nina. I want to hear what you guys want to say. Anyways, you lucky gamers, have a good one. Lucky Lux out.